6:40 here on your Monday morning. With primary season over, all attention is now shifting towards November. Over the weekend, the Kentucky GOP held its annual Lincoln Day dinner, drawing in nearly 1,000 people to hear from President Trump's pick to replace Mitch McConnell, Congressman Andy Barr. WHAS 11's political reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez was in Lexington, brings us the latest.
And my opponent says that his top priority, if elected to the Senate, will be to impeach President Trump. Folks, my opponent, Charles Booker, is the Mamdani of Kentucky.
The gloves are off for Republican Congressman Andy Barr, comparing Democrat Charles Booker to New York City's new Democratic Socialist mayor in the race to replace Mitch McConnell.
He wants to abolish ICE, defund the police, and abolish cash bail for criminals. He thinks Americans should pay reparations for a sin over which they had no control. This is a contest between Kentucky common sense and crazy. We cannot let crazy win.
Barr frequently mentioned President Donald Trump in his speech at the Republican Party of Kentucky's Lincoln Dinner in Lexington, an annual campaign event where candidates often reveal more about their strategy heading into the general election.
Because young Americans are not looking for someone to manage their lives. They're looking for a reason to believe that hard work still matters, that character still matters, that integrity still matters.
One Republican endorsed by Trump didn't mention him. Former State Senator Ralph Alvarado, who's running to fill Kentucky's 6th congressional seat, left open by Barr.
My opponent wants voters to believe that he's a moderate, but he's anything but. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing who has financially supported people like Hillary Clinton, Amy McGrath, Kamala Harris, and liberal Democrats all over the country.
Meanwhile, Ed Galrine, the man who successfully knocked off incumbent Thomas Massie in the 4th congressional district, did not mention his Democratic opponent, Melissa Strange. Instead, he went hard on party unity and loyalty.
We must be audacious and take our message to communities that don't traditionally support the Republican Party, to bring them over by demonstrating how we stand for what's best for them and their families.
And Louisville's Maria Rodriguez made one of her highest profile speeches yet. The Republican Cuban-American is aiming to unseat Democratic Congressman Morgan McGarvey of Louisville.
As a legal immigrant whose family waited years to come to America, I believe we must secure our borders, enforce our laws, and preserve an immigration system that welcomes those who follow the rules and pursue the American dream.
We are fewer than 5 months away from Kentucky elections that could dictate the balance of power on Capitol Hill. In Lexington, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
Charles Booker's campaign responded last night in a statement where told, quote, Andy Barr wants to talk about crazy. Crazy is a sitting congressman with the power to lower your costs, spending his days throwing insults instead of doing his job. And he could be fighting the tariffs, taxing every Kentucky family at the grocery store. Meanwhile, Democrats are reacting to the Lincoln Day dinner, especially the open 6th district congressional seat being vacated by Senate candidate Andy Barr. And Zach Dembo is the Democratic candidate recently endorsed by Andy Beshear, Steve Beshear, and Ben Chandler, the last Democrat to hold a congressional seat, now represented by Republican Andy Barr. This week, Kentucky Democratic Party Chair Coleman Elridge said Dembo has a strong chance to compete for the seat, arguing that Republican candidate Ralph Alvarado could be a weakness for Republicans.
This is someone who ran with former governor and current fugitive Matt Bevin, and when he lost to Andy Beshear, ran to Tennessee, and now he's running back to Kentucky to try to get a new job. This is someone who is not only defined by corruption, but is really bad at the jobs that he's had.